All right, hey everyone, welcome back to the America Fest here at the Phoenix Convention Center, and this is the Mike Church Show here on the Crusade Radio Network. We are live. The national anthem just got sung, or sang.
Sang.
Just got sang. Sang, hung, hang. It's got sang, and we're going to have a little conversation here with Mr. Young Man, this young man, Taylor Sharp. Taylor, tell me about yourself. I like the pen.
Thank
Look
you.
at the pen.
Don't tread on me.
Don't tread on me, pen. So tell me, tell me about Taylor Sharp.
So I'm a kid who was following Donald Trump since I was 8 years old, and so my grandma.
Really?
Yeah. So my grandma, it was really cool because she was into it, and so I literally love my grandma so much, and she taught me so much. And
was she a Trump follower?
She was a conservative, yeah. So she followed like the whole election, and then when Trump got nominated, obviously she rooted for him more than anybody because she didn't really know who she wanted yet until it was clear Donald Trump was the nominee,
What happened when you were 8 that made you be a Trump guy?
Well, I was like, I want to be the president of the United States. Like that's just a thing. And like you're going to see this video back when I am the president of the United States, and it's going to be like I interviewed that kid when he was 16 years old.
Well, I probably won't be alive because you had to be 35, and I probably won't make it that long. But if I do,
he looks good though. He does look good. He said to me before the interview, he was like, "I'm an all-around radio guy. I'm an all-around guy." He sells spices back here. There's like bags and of stuff in them. And, like what? So what do you do?
So he's interviewing me now. How you like that? Well, I host the Mike Church Show on the Crusade Radio Network. I've hosted the Mike Church Show since April of 1992.
Okay.
You weren't even a thought.
Yeah, I wasn't even there yet.
I know your mom might not have even been a thought in April of 1992.
1992. She graduated in 88.
Okay.
70.
You are one of how many children then?
One of one.
You're just one of one.
One of one.
So tell me about Grandma. I want to hear about Grandma.
So Grandma is a very conservative woman, and shout out to Grandma if you're watching this. I love you, and I'm really grateful for you. And no, she's a very conservative woman. She was the president of her HOA, like year after year, because they all love her. They all loved her, And then this weird lady came in, and she like started taking over, and she was like very and their whole she moved out of the neighborhood.
And Grandma was like,
Yeah, she was like, no, I'm good. So she moved up to Prescott, and
Nebraska?
No, Prescott, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Like
Prescott,
northern Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And it was kind of they live in a cool house up there now, and we have family up there, so it works. But she is a very conservative woman from the beginning of her life. So she grew up in California, by the way. So you would think she's a Democrat, but she learned the real world, and she learned why we cannot be the left. We can't be a part of the left party because it's now. I mean, they used to be actually halfway decent. RFK said, they used to be the party of peace. They used to be the party of respect, all that stuff. And now they're just the party of evil and death. I mean, they want to kill babies. And they want to kill.
They have killed babies, about 63 million at last count.
They have, and they also have killed Americans. What I mean by that is the border. If you can't secure the border, you can't secure the American people.
True.
If you want to go on a high school campus, what do? You have to go in the office, go get a visitor slip. Yeah, and all these teachers are supporting Kamala. Their border policy for their school is the exact same border policy we're going to have for the United States of America. If you want to go to the school, you have to enroll, you have to get accepted, right? If you want to be a visitor to that school, you have to go get your badge, you have to go get approved to go on the campus, right? To go tour it or whatever you're doing. So their border policy for their school is exactly our border policy for America. And I don't know why they wouldn't support that, because they always get mad if people walk on campus or they even go close to the campus without an ID or without being ID'd.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that. Especially if you have a gun.
Yeah, but you can have a gun and you can go into our country illegally with drugs and all that stuff.
So you said that you're a kid. Are you still in high school?
I'm a junior in high school.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so.
Are you here in Phoenix or are you in Prescott?
No, I'm here in Phoenix.
Okay.
I'm here in Phoenix. So.
All right. What school do you go to?
I go to Phoenix School of Academic Excellency. It's a very small charter school.
Okay.
I read a lot of books, so I'm more self-taught than, school just teaches you, the basics, math, reading, writing, English, arithmetic.
So let's make sure that you're reading the right books. Are you reading Chesterton?
No, I'm reading Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, and Vivek Ramaswamy.
Okay.
He's really good.
So you're reading modern,
Tucker?
nonfiction modern.
Yes.
Okay. You need to read some nonfiction classic.
Okay.
So you need to read G.K. Chesterton.
Okay.
And there'll be a quiz on this when I come here next year. And if you haven't read your Chesterton, then I'll know.
What, did you write multiple books or just one?
Oh, it's hundreds.
What book exactly do you like?
Orthodoxy.
Orthodoxy. Hey, my beautiful girlfriend is standing behind the camera, by the way. Hey, babe, Ashlyn.
Hey, babe.
Can you write down orthodox? Right?
Orthodoxy.
It's a book.
G.K. Chesterton. Orthodoxy.
I need to read that book.
Says I.
Says this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do we fix this border problem then? It doesn't seem to me to be that difficult. And if a junior in high school can figure it out, how come?
How come an attorney general?
How come 70-year-old junior leaguers can't figure it out?
I mean, it's like Joe Biden. Here's the thing. He's not a rookie. He has a career in politics, but he's thinking like a rookie. That's what he is. I mean, he has experience, but it's all bad experience. It's all really bad experience. I mean, if you think you're the vice president of the United States, he actually did something. He actually went around and actually did things with Obama. You know, Kamala Harris hasn't done anything. I mean, she had one job, was to secure the border. Literally just close it. Make sure there's not that many people coming in. You know, you can let a few people in, but no. You let 11 million plus come in, unheard of over here.
I think probably closer to 20.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you see James O'Keefe. He's over there. He does a great documentary on that. He's a great journalist. I mean, he was on the train, almost got beat up by Mexican cartel and officials. It was crazy.
So, Taylor Sharp, walk me through how you become president.
I go to.
Do we go to college? Do we go to ASU? Or do we skip college?
I say we go to ASU maybe.
Okay.
ASU. Always got to go to ASU. And we go to the military first, though. Then we go to ASU. We build our own business, and then I run for president. Because remember, this is going to be the 2048 election, exactly. Because that means I'll be.
So you already have the year.
I already do have the year. Yeah.
He already has the year. This kid, I love this kid. He already has the year. He has the year.
It's great.
Okay, so you'll be 24 years past Donald Trump.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Okay, you're very welcome. All right, it's 24. Now, are we going to be in the political class? Or are we going to come out of the business world?
Yeah, so I want to build my own business, live the American dream, obviously. It's to own your own business and the pursuit of happiness, right?
Right.
And that's the freedom of America. It's to own your own business. And that's what I'm going to do. And so I'll have some credibility from serving my country and owning a business as well. So I'm going to have all the credibility needed and a degree to become the next president of the United States. So I think Kamala Harris said that she could be the next president of the United States. She has a degree.
No.
She was the attorney general. I mean, that's a pretty... She didn't even own... Does she even own a business? I mean, except, overspending $20 million on her campaign, $1.5 billion campaign funds. I mean...
Where did the $1.5 billion go?
A lot of people say China.
China went to China.
They were maybe used to bail Hunter Biden out.
Okay, so I heard that you were a influencer.
Yeah.
On Instagram, I was told.
Yeah, so Instagram and TikTok, by the way, you can follow them at Real Taylor Sharp on Instagram and TikTok. I debate people on TikTok.
Is there someone that's trying to impersonate you that you have to say at Real Taylor Sharp? Are there Taylor Sharp wannabes that are
There is some wannabes out there. There is a few wannabes out there. A lot of people want to be Taylor Sharp.
Okay, so if I go to Real Taylor Sharp on Instagram, what am I going to be watching?
So if you go to my Instagram, you're just going to see photos with me at dinner with Charlie Kirk, Carrie Lake. Ben Shapiro's going to be on there. He's on a highlight on Instagram. You can do a highlight. I was with Ben last night. Really funny guy, by the way. And Sebastian Gorka today. He was cool. Super chill guy. He made some hilarious joke. We were at a dinner at the Hilton at the Peak Resort in Phoenix. And this guy asked a really dumb question. He's British, so he's like, what a stupid question that is. And he's he's so funny too. So Sebastian Gorka, he's the funniest guy that I've personally seen talk to somebody with. That's very big. Wait a
minute, you said you had dinner with Charlie.
Charlie, he's cool. I mean, He was losing his voice. He didn't talk that much. I had to go get him a medicine ball tea.
So medicine ball.
It's a
tea.
Starbucks drink at the lobby of the Hilton at the Peak. So Charlie got.
You know what I
ball.
call a medicine ball tea? I call it an old fashioned. Okay, medicine ball tea for me is bourbon. If I lose my voice, you're going to be getting me a bourbon. I don't know how his kid's going to pull this off, but he's going to scam somebody and he's going to get me that drink.
I mean,
so how does a 16-year-old meet Charlie Kirk? I'm curious.
So they were doing a panel later that night at the Hilton at their Peak Resort.
Last night?
No. This was a few months. This was right before the election.
Okay.
And they did the panel. Sebastian Gorka, Mike Gallagher. There was a few special guests that showed up for 5 minutes and talked. That was Abe Hamaday, Carrie Lake, Eli Crane. He gave me a congressional coin. Thank you, Eli. Appreciate that, Mr. Congressman. And he's a great guy. And but I know a state senator. Her name is Wendy, and she invited me to the Capitol. And she's a great woman. Carson Carpenter introduced me to her. Carson Carpenter, I can get you with him too. He's a really good guy. He was the president of ASU GOP.
Oh.
At ASU, yeah, he's a really good friend of mine. He's gonna show up at round 1. He said, "I gotta come get some food with you, Taylor." He was with me all yesterday. We were hanging out all night. He's the funniest guy ever.
Okay.
But I really am involved with this now because I have a passion to make America great again.
So why do you want to be president?
So if I'm president, that means that I actually have a power. Even if I'm a senator, right, I have a power to do something. If I'm president, I have an executive power to do something, right? Because there's 3 branches of government. And there's a lot of false promises made by candidates, including Kamala Harris, when she said she could just overturn Roe v. Wade again. Well, that's not how it works. You have to create a new bill. I mean, you can't just overturn it. It was overturned by the Supreme Court. You can't just go back to them and tell them what to do. No. There's the checks and balances system. That's not how it works. But I'm not a president that's going to give you false promises. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be that guy that's so real with you. I'm going to be there's no way to negotiate with Putin at this. We might have to throw some sanctions out there. There's no peaceful negotiation. We're going to throw sanctions. I'm not going to be that president that's going to give you just a stuffed animal-filled story. All daisies and roses.
Stuffed animal-filled story. Okay, let me give you some unsolicited advice. Okay, let's talk Christianity and sanctions for a moment. If you sanction a country, you aren't going to affect the leader one iota. He's going to laugh at you. But you are going to punish people just like you.
Yeah.
You're gonna hurt the little guy. That's it's what we would call a sin against charity, and you don't want to do that. So if you want to, unless you could sanction a leader directly, and there probably are ways to do that. Sanctioning to me is almost like an act of war against the people of the country, and I really it hasn't been discussed enough because they make it sound like it doesn't have any effect. No, it has an effect.
Yeah.
There are people that are going without food or without
exactly.
utilities and stuff in a country because
you don't want to make it worse.
Exactly, and most of the countries that are sanctioned are the people are very poor.
Yeah.
You probably can't make them poorer, but. Young Taylor Sharp, just when you're president, you start talking about sanctioning, just consider the impact.
Yeah.
The sanction needs to be targeted at the people you're trying to stop.
Yeah, and that's going to be so let's say Putin, he makes all his money from an oil company.
Yes.
Right? But where do they get their oil from? Okay, well, they drill a little bit in Russia, but they get mostly, let's just say it's the President Putin and he has a big oil company, right? Let's say they get some oil in Russia, but it mostly comes from the Middle East or from America, right? That means we stop sending oil. We negotiate the Middle East to stop sending oil, which means now he has no oil. Now he has no more flow of money.
So here would be the best thing that could happen for the people of Europe. If you're just Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Asia, we have Asia there, we have China. You have Europe, right? Next to Europe, you have Russia. The most beneficial thing for the continent of Europe and Russia would be for the Europeans to be able to buy their oil and their gas from the Russians and to make peace treaties with them. I'm not saying they got to marry each other.
Yeah.
They got to move in together, but you won't have to buy it from the Saudis. You won't be buying it from the Muslims. You can buy it from the Russians. You can almost kind of contain them a little bit there because they're relying on you now for their economic activity because you're buying so much of their gas and oil. This is actually this is the way it always should have been, but the Arabian Peninsula countries came along. We don't need any of them.
Yeah.
There's more than enough. I flew here from New Orleans. I flew over this thing called the Permian Basin. You know where the Permian Basin is?
No.
It's in Texas.
Okay.
Look it up. It's in Odessa, Texas.
Odessa,
There's
okay.
nothing in Texas other than in Odessa, Midland, Texas. There's windmills and oil wells. That's all there is, and snakes.
Yeah.
You fly over the Permian Basin. It's the world's largest reserve of oil.
Yeah.
We don't need anyone else's oil. So, talking here with young Taylor Sharp. All right. You have to have a slogan. Give me the Taylor Sharp for President slogan. You had to have thought about this. You can't say "Make America Great Again" because at that point in time, it'll already be great.
Off the top of my head right now, refuse to be silenced. We the people run this country.
All right. You heard it here first, folks. So I don't know if I'm going to make it to 2048. If I do, I expect to be at the inauguration.
He will be at the inauguration. I said it here. Show this video. If you show it to them and they say no, tell them to call me, and I will tell them. I will tell them to get you in.
Hey, remember, I get to go to the inauguration. All right. And I get a good seat too. Don't stick me up in the nosebleed.
I will. You can. You know what? You know what? I like put my hand on the Bible on the building there.
Yes.
You can sit like right in there.
All right.
That's a good seat.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first. So be looking forward to 2048 and the presidency of young Taylor Sharp. I want to thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, I didn't see any cameras. You live with that device in your hand. You took no photographs. Okay, all right. I want to make sure we have evidence. Did it come out good? Did the picture come out good? Check the picture. Make sure it came out good.
Can we get one of us like shaking hands? I have some great supporters up here. The number one in the country.
I want to hear a cheer for Taylor. Come on.
Thank you.
All right, Taylor, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to send you back to the Crusade Radio Network studio for our program that is live and in progress. It's Mike Church. We shall return. I see Trad Pat over there is very anxious. We may have gotten Jack or Rob. I know Jesse Romero is going to come by. So stay tuned. More great interviews coming your way here. Live from the America Fest here at the Phoenix Convention Center. Tap that subscribe button down there. Give us a thumbs up. You know the drill. And we'll be right back here live from America Fest here. It's Mike Church with the Crusade Radio Network. Okay, now you go and stop. There you go. Yep. And then go back to Wirecast and do under output.